Phoenix, Chrissy, and we are about to start our Bones watch. I don't know where my cohorts just went. I'm having some technical difficulties, so bear with me. But feel free to talk to us through the chat box. And yeah, I don't see where is. Oh, there's Nat. Hi, Natasha. How are you? Okay, she just disappeared. Oh my God. It's great when it works. Hi, Natasha. And I can't find I'm just a hot mess here. If you guys answered, sorry, my cat here. If you guys answered questions, where the heck is this? Oh my God, here they are. Okay, I don't hear you at all. Now what? I'm so confused. Anyway, we're about ready to start. Everybody. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. I don't hear you at all. Natasha. Why don't I hear you? Lord help me. Okay, anyway. Oh, there.
Okay.
I hear you. Well, now she's gone.
Just disabled. Oh, well.
No, I got it. I hear you.
Oh, well, it's starting.
All right, I don't know. It's starting. All right. Okay, tell me when there's a commercial break. I'm doing like a million things here.
Okay.
Just tell all the dudes that Rachel will be here dressed as a sexy nurse. Because if Rachel shows up, all the guys will show up. All the guys show up, all the girls show up. It's simple math.
They're having a party at what looks like a church?
Yeah.
What?
I know. Well, it's a morbid situation.
It's dilapidated, but still, that's like a rule you do not.
I know.
Ugh.
I gotta say, it looks pretty gruesome. That's all I.
Whoa, what is that? Is that a drink? I am making edible props for Christine's Halloween party at school last year.
That's an edible prop? I would so not eat that. That's brain. I'm not a zombie. What's her name?
Brennan, Dr. Brennan. That's Boo. They are hilarious. Oh my God, I love that trick.
What's the hashtag called for the crossover tonight? Sleepy Bones?
Hashtag hollow. No,
Hollow Bones?
Hollow bones.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna try to.
So the body must have been safe when he was being run.
Victim's been dead for 2-3 days. Demon eyes. Michael Vincent flushed my lenses, so I had. Right. Of course, you had demon prescription lenses, right? You don't?
Just change them up as soon as you can. Okay, balance them up. Small vascular processes and the less pronounced the ridge may give the victim ischemia. And based on the last 6 days, they have to
Oh, I know. Why a killer dumped her in this church?
the killing could be ritualistic.
You guys are gonna want to come look at this. What do we have over here? Here, check this out.
Is this a door? Looks like a morgue safe.
What's that? A morgue safe was an iron coffin. They used it in order to try and prevent grave robbing.
Does anyone know what this symbol means?
Could be initials.
Possibly corresponding to a family name. We'll need to bring this to the lab for further analysis. Someone opened it recently.
On my lap,
Say
like.
we open that up there.
Oh, hey, Toby. You watching Bones with everybody?
Yep, she's a fan.
That's funny.
Hilarious.
The movies I've seen, this is a
I
pretty
know.
Your methodology is imperfect, but I'm inclined to agree.
It's definitely not in there. One mystery at a time here, okay? My question is, what do these two bodies have to do with each other?
Oh, no, that's funny.
Oops.
Wow.
I'm doing like 3 million things at once. Anyway. Thank God I've already watched both episodes twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm lucky because otherwise I'd be really hating it because I couldn't, pay attention to it. Really, I'm doing like 3 million things. But so what do you think? Isn't it cute though? I mean, I like Bones. I watched it. I did. I watched it for God 6 seasons, and then I didn't watch it for a while. And then when I heard about the crossover, I watched season 11, and
Mm-hmm.
or I mean season 10 to catch up. And it's such a cute show. I love the relationship between Bones and Pete. They
Mm-hmm.
figured out how and she's very analytical. She doesn't have any kind of she doesn't process emotions very well, I guess is a good way of saying it.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks sex is just like procreation, because of the fact that, somebody is hot,
Right.
I get it. And you'll see there's a conversation she has with Frank tonight.
nausea and an increase in liver enzymes. If you think you have IBS with diarrhea, talk to your doctor about new Xifaxan.
Yeah, it's commercial. Sorry, I thought you knew that already.
Yeah, I knew.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Well, I'm sure she likes having sex with Booth, so.
Oh, who wouldn't? Hello.
Hee
David Boreanaz. I've been a fan of David Boreanaz since he was Angel on Duck.
Right.
Like, I'm a diehard, I guess I should say.
PC does 360-degree rotations. PC does what no PC has done before. That's yours. Keep the dream alive.
freestyle condom.
Darn, I have not seen the rest of Gotham. This sucks. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I watched like the last half. I need to watch the last half hour of this past Monday's episode.
Well,
Oh, I see it. Top bicycle, Mari.
I would have loved to see his face.
Based on the subcubic angle, this victim was male. Length of femur indicates he was close to 6 feet.
Oh, that is unusual for a man of his era.
This red coat uniform is the real deal. It's made from genuine wool broadcloth. Check out the warp in the weft.
Two of my all-time favorite words.
You have a good reason. Tell me that this fabric was made under a pre-industrial wool.
Deterioration to external ribbons indicate he was close to 50. I see no conclusive cause of death.
Other than having his head cut off.
Well, preliminary talks says that there were significant traces of mercury and arsenic on this victim.
He was poisoned?
Not necessarily. Both those substances were commonly used for embalming. These remains are admittedly fascinating, but I must remind everyone that we are examining them in order to shed light on a more recent set of remains.
There's significant trauma to this.
That's funny. They were more interested in the older dead body.
A lot of attention to her appearance. Belt, shoes,
The nails are intact from head first to perfect.
finger miss. Because the agent question. A girl like her, dealing with a guy like this.
I did facial reconstruction of the victim, but the skull was so damaged that I couldn't find a match.
Maybe it's because we made some incorrect assumptions.
It's not an ear.
An ear with a lot of holes in it.
I can't think file. That's a lot of piercings for somebody who dressed like Mary Sunshine.
Exactly, and that's not the only thing that doesn't fit. What, the next picture? Her hair was recently stripped and then dyed blonde, but you can still see some magenta.
Okay, so magenta hair plus a bunch of piercings.
Not exactly how I'm looking for.
They change the hair color and add some studs.
Look at that. Sarah Lippman, 26. She was a medical student. Reported missing yesterday.
How can a body deteriorate that quickly unless you use like acid or something?
well, I know, there's
Tremendous
that,
loss.
but
Sarah's going to be hard to replace. She was third year and she was quite good. Right.
Oh, save the last dance guy. Sean Thomas?
Well, her appearance for one. She's gotten rid of the facial piercings, changed her hair color. Oh, that. I see that all the time in residents are applying fellowships. But when people call them doctor, they better look the part. That's her boyfriend, Joe Brown, so I understand. Go in there. Thanks. Okay, class, what do you see? Oh, great, a lot of bodies here. Joe Brown. Do you mind? We're closing a patient. Bodies here. You can wait. I say we step away from the cadaver there. We need to talk to you about Sarah Lippman. Oh, God. Yeah, she was found dead late last night. Oh, God. Sorry, Joe. What can I do? You can give us a minute. We need to speak with a friend. Just step outside. Come on. You continue with the bodies. When was the last time you saw Sarah? 8 days ago. Right, well, you didn't report her missing until yesterday. Yeah, her schedule's right now, and I'm saying 48 on, 48 off. She wasn't answering my calls, but I thought she was just catching up on some sleep, just like we all do. But then she didn't show up for class. And you two were doing okay? You know that she'd gone through a big change, or I mean, look. Yeah, I think it was funny you started to rub off on her. What do you mean? People always thought we were kind of an odd couple. She was kind of dark. You know, I'm a good Catholic boy, but it worked. So do you know nothing that would relate to this?
Killer.
Nothing. You know,
Oh, you're already thinking he's the killer?
Yeah. The boyfriend. The boyfriend and the coworker. There's a theme going on here.
take heed, young
Two hollow
Spencer.
lighters
Let's
are
know
being
best. Okay, I'll bite. How?
Well,
There is some
hello?
threads from our headless friend's uniform through the mask's back. It turns out the dye came from cochineal beans. They had to crush thousands of these guys in order to make enough dye for a single coat. That sounds pretty labor intensive. Yeah, it is, and therefore expensive, which means that this headless corpse is a high-ranking British officer. Why was this one buried under a church in the middle of nowhere? Okay.
Because
Change of clothes.
that is an old body. The land was very different back then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I recognize that symbol that was on the iron coffin.
You know, I gotta say, props
That is
to
not coincidence.
set designers and I guess that I don't know who
I now
handled
recognize the symbol is the Nordic root for roots.
all the
Its
remains
presence
and
on both the coffin and our victim's book suggests some sort of link.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Pagan symbols, a headless corpse, Halloween. Is it just me, or something otherworldly going on here?
That sounds like our problem.
Yay!
Who are you and what are you doing in my laboratory?
Is there a cosplay competition going on that I wasn't invited to?
Why look as though
I love the
pumpkin?
Oh my
They're
god,
these
I
clothes
almost died when I saw
formed
that.
for this to be formed.
Dude, I like it.
I'm Agent Abby Miles of Westchester Field Office of the AI, and this is
My name is Code Crew, the Hudson Valley Historical Society.
we hear you have a headless body in your hands, maybe connected to a series of unsolved homicides. That body is material evidence in our ongoing murder investigation. It's not going anywhere. This is about solving a case in Sleepy Hollow. We're not leaving without those bones. This is iPhone 6s. Not much has changed with the camera, except how you take a photo, find a photo, share a photo. Also, love that. Your photos themselves have changed too.
I'm glad they're finally introduced. Like, can we hurry up and get Ichabod and Abby?
How to be good at math.
How much money do you think you saved today?
And now get this Troy-Bilt 24-inch snowblower for only $4.99.
Where is everybody?
I don't know. Well, Teens is claiming she's got
November
stuff
13th.
going.
Internet issues?
Color sensation cream that's from Maybelline.
Oh.
And I don't know where.
Pigment color, fluorescent
Huh?
reflective mattes, creamy mattes.
I was guessing a storm.
Make it not made it happen. Maybelline, New York.
Yeah. That's what she said. She's having some power or whatever. And then Talia, I don't know where she is. Hasn't checked in.
Got an early start for this week's Lions Chiefs game in London. Vikings, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 West, 2:30 a.m.
How long has Bones and Booth been, or Brennan and Booth been married?
Just what? A couple years? A year and a half?
Oh, okay.
A year off from each other. Went their separate ways. And then, well, I think if I remember correctly, I think he got they when Vincent died, who was one of their
My daughter Allison
team,
and her cameraman were gunned down on
he
live
died,
television.
and then
I know we can't
they
stop all
ended up
gun violence, but we can save lives if
and
our
he
leaders
got
take action.
pregnant.
But we can't count on how
And then they got married, but they were like having some issues or whatever, and I guess they
fighting against
decided to
background checks to keep guns out of
break
the
off
hands of
for
dangerous people.
a year or so.
Mhm.
Came back together.
Politicians' condolences aren't enough.
Out, and now
It's time for them to act.
Now
Every time we're done shaking
they've
action,
got
watch what you
two
said.
It's LeBron's Vanessa Super Upgrade Cash Sales Event, where you can upgrade to a new Super for as little as $5 per day. Keep offering deals online at
which I love that name.
Vanessa.com.
Because that's my name. It's like, oh well, I'm on anyway.
Well,
Anyway. And I think she's like,
And she's making brains for Halloween for her to eat? Really? Okay.
well, she's an anthropologist.
Doesn't matter. That's too young, man. 4 years old. Come on.
I know. It's too funny.
Get our $2 shrimp box, a classic crispy shrimp with classic fresh red hot buffalo sauce, box with our famous steak and fries, just $2 each. Checkers and rallies.
And so, for those of you who are Bones fans and not Hollow fans,
Now you can when you lease the 2016 ES3.
Hollow is awesome.
6 months.
And I expect everyone to be watching it after this crossover.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have to continue the case in Sleepy Hollow, so they have to watch it.
Right. So, anyway, yeah. So it's good. I mean, I think that the Bones crew, they make some amazing. They make some really good observations with regards to Ichabod and Abby. So I think that the fans happy about that, but I don't quite understand. I wrote this in my article that I wrote for. Yeah, and by the way, everybody, if you guys are just joining us, this Natasha is you're the co-founder, right?
The Nerd Element. Yeah.
And they cover television, movies, all things in geekery, all geekery things, and I write for them. And anyway, so yeah, so welcome, by the way.
Yeah, no, we kind of missed the introductions because we went right into the episode.
Yeah, and I don't know. We're supposed to have Talia Wells and Kiki Seacrest join us, and I don't know where they are. Kiki says she's got some kind of storm in Georgia. I don't know. Anyway, and so she's and
age and ancestry of the remains are consistent with Van Brunt. However, in terms of decapitation, you are off by 234
anyway.
years. The striae on the victim's neck indicate a modern fine-tooth saw.
Well, grant that is an inconsistency.
We are trying to determine identity as we speak. My colleague, Ms. Montenegro, is working on a facial reconstruction. Oh, here she is now. Angela, this is Ichabod Crane.
I await your marvels with bated breath, Miss Montenegro.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. I like the jacket. I use the
Digging the jacket.
They like all commenting on his clothes. I love it.
If I run this through the historical portrait database, hopefully we'll get a match.
But you and Agent Mills are exceedingly persistent, which I find both irritating and impressive.
We are a partnership of opposites, and our affinity for one another bears the ripest of fruit.
Oh, I was unaware that you and your colleague were sexual partners. Then I would suggest you consider it. I found taking my professional life with Booth into the personal realm has been quite rewarding.
Okay, this is like a seriously awkward conversation.
Save that bell.
Oh yeah,
Is this
well,
the man
he's
you
still
were
prim
expecting
and
to
proper,
find?
He's freaking out a little bit, I
And
think.
that's a good thing, right?
So funny though. Oh my god.
These are the utmost consequences of our words. This is General William Howe, commander of the British forces during the War for Independence, a blackguard and as faint for his cruelty as his strategic mind.
Okay, well, according to this, he was buried in Twickenham, England. And yet, the facts say otherwise.
Friend, you stumbled upon the mystery of the highest magnitude.
Let me ride shotgun on the case.
Logically, 3 years ago, when we were tracking, was that?
You quit last year and bring it back. How come?
Huh. I guess we both had timing issues.
Life seems a lot more mad stupid than difficult.
Oh, look at this. Last night was insane.
The boyfriend must have been taking
Doesn't make sense. We've been dating for over a year.
big nails tied up towards the boards. Church.
Yeah, huh? Uh-oh. It's getting better. It's so
Assuming that isn't a substance.
It's like a piece of fabric. Bone said this is the same type of saw that was used on General Howe.
Huh.
I believe this biblical truth liberates us.
That is Latin for a treatise on the subject of shadows.
It was published in the early Middle Ages. Alchemical recipes, blood rituals, druidic rites, necromancy.
Dude, was so evil dead. Well, the pages are parchment. Decorative edging is a different chemical makeup altogether.
What would a medical student be doing with the book of nonsense?
The Book of Nonsense?
How to unlock it would remain hidden to all but the most learned.
I know.
These are replicas of an illuminated manuscript first painted by Bavarian monastic scholars.
Illuminated. Oh, that's it. Illuminated. Guys, we have to illuminate the text. We need, like, candlelight. Come on in.
We need like candlelight. I love it. The one thing that I will say that I love about this crossover is they really
This text shall be the guide by which the witness shall procure the spell which will grant him the power to raise the dead.
That explains why Sarah dug up the skull.
Very well played, sir.
I got you, brother.
He's like, that fist bump is reserved for Abby only.
that's what I was gonna say. He didn't quite.
We got Columbus log books, Washington's laundry list.
Is anything you need?
Well, can you imagine though if Peter walked in there with his long hair and the outfit? They'd have been like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, really.
Burns, meshed with scarring. So far, no indicators of ritualistic murder. May I? Did find what appears to be a paramotor depression fracture on the frontal bone.
That doesn't look similar to a cancer.
It wasn't. But the description of the wound suggested it was caused by a curved object.
There appears to be a scheme of damage to Dickens' brain. It's consistent with the brain having lacked oxygen in a series of short bursts.
The oxygen supply of the brain could have been cut off if the victim had been strangled. I'll double check the highlight for microfracturing.
I don't think that's the cause. The resulting web of dead neurons in the hippocampus is consistent with clinical death.
Which makes sense because our victim is dead.
However, it looks like these neurons have been dead for about 2 weeks.
Meaning,
Sarah died before she died.
maybe the person Sarah brought back from the dead is herself.
For adults with an advanced lung cancer called squamous non-small cell, previously treated with platinum-based chemotherapy, it's not every day something this big comes along. A chance to live longer. With Opdivo, nivolumab. Opdivo is the first and only immunotherapy FDA approved based on
Oh, it's commercial. Sorry.
longer life for these patients. In fact,
Oh, okay.
Opdivo significantly increased the
It's
chance
weird
of
because
living
I'm watching mine, but on mute, so I'm listening to you. Because otherwise we'd have double, like, a crazy scary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up with my tweets and everything. People, so everybody, if anybody is
chest pain,
or
shortness of
whatever,
breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, loss of appetite, swollen ankles, extreme fatigue, constipation, rash, or muscle or joint pain, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Opdivo. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems. A chance to live longer. Ask your doctor if Opdivo.
It's cute.
Bristol Myers Squibb thanks the patients and physicians who participated in the Opdivo clinical trial.
But unfortunately, I don't know if I would want to keep watching after this episode, only because I watched too much TV already.
well, yeah. Well, the great thing is that it's paired with Sleepy Hollow, so at least you can tune in and have it on even. Help them. Their ratings have been a little bit better. Ours are like 0.8 this last week, and I don't understand it. I mean, it's been really, really good.
I think I saw this.
But we're killing it in the video on demand and fantastic.
Come back here. Steven, stay
The
strong.
premiere was like something like 70% above.
Very quietly. And you can't hear from back there.
With each for 150 calories or less, fire chocolate brownies, tangy lemon bars, and new creamy cheesecakes. Flavor one. Go on, have one.
They're watching Sonderland or Blacklist or Digital
In
on the
4
other
weeks,
networks.
you'll
So
be 10 years younger. 7-1 to the world's #1. Olay, your best beautiful.
I have no idea why they chose Thursday. Like, seriously. Monday was perfect.
yeah, I don't know what they were thinking either. We all miss that. I mean, having it on right in Gotham, it seems like for whatever reason, I don't know why, it seems like Tuesday was a long wait. I don't know. It seemed to go quicker when it was on Mondays because I guess Sunday night they do. A lot of the fans miss it on Monday. They really do, and I think that even if it's something that they have on
So the
Wednesday,
only appropriate kind of packaging in her thing is she's in Like what? I'm thinking I hate soy cheese. She already eats that stuff. Well, she's in her own personal hell. It's nothing I can do. And don't worry about it, okay?
It's back on.
I got something brewing. I'm working on it. Okay, I got it all set up. Good. So supposedly Sarah died and was resuscitated 2 weeks ago, but I checked out her health insurance and there's no record of her visiting hospital. Her victim was a med student. My guess is that she OD'd. One of her friends had to revive her. Well, maybe, but there's nothing in her financials that suggests drug flow. What'd you find out? Pretty normal stuff, online shopping, takeout, but there was this one night 2 weeks ago. $250 on a bottle of champagne on a Monday night.
On a Monday?
Why is she celebrating? She probably was out partying. Was drinking too much, right? It was an accident and she shouldn't be revived. So the question is, who is she celebrating?
The depression fracture on the frontal bone is evidence of blunt force trauma.
Within the injury is a deep linear fracture contains bone from another body that's laced with arsenic and mercury.
Like General Hauserman's. But his bones were undisturbed, so Sarah may have been beaten to death with a skull.
The general skull would have caused the depression fracture upon initial impact. Then, once the killer struck multiple times,
The skull shattered and a jagged piece of it severed the anterior spinal palatine.
the sphenopalatine is the terminal branch of the maxillary artery. Sarah's nose would burst like a pipe.
So how skull giveth life and taketh it away?
Oh, come on, you don't actually believe the skull has supernatural power.
Please. I like conspiracy theories, no supernatural none.
I also found a slight fracture to the victim's left inferior scapular apex.
That suggests Sarah fell into something sharp.
All right, I'll run it for Trace and see what I can find.
So I just got back from the bar with Sarah and I got to grab some champagne.
Oh, so you went to the bar with Helen?
That's what's waiting on me to fill out the mission.
he was right about you. I want to follow the rules.
You knew August Corbin?
Yeah, you know what? He mentioned you last time we spoke. He said that you were a lot like me back in the day.
I don't believe it. He thought you and I were like, that is high praise.
He said that you were a great agent.
But
Just don't think that you have to save the world all in one day.
I spoke to a waitress who remembers seeing Sarah celebrating with a dark-haired guy, slight build.
Wait a second, that doesn't sound like your boyfriend.
And so if Sarah wasn't with Joel on the night that her entire life changed, who was she with?
I wasn't happy with Sarah Littman. You ever seen drinking champagne with Sarah? Plus handwriting analysis says that you wrote this. Well, there's a problem with your theory. I'm gay. Sarah and I were friends, colleagues.
So you were sleeping with the boyfriend.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's always the boyfriend, I tell you.
Wait. Sarah and I became friends because we both had close calls with death.
Sorry.
And was really
I'm trying to
sick
keep up
as a
with
kid.
catch up.
And Sarah had a sister that died young. She was desperate to find out what happens after. As in, afterlife? We were doctors. We were taught how to bring people back from the brink. So Sarah asked me to kill her. I induced her heart to stop. And then I restarted. I brought her back. And you did this 2 weeks ago? She said it was transformative. There she saw her sister. And her sister told her to let go of all her fear. That is what we were celebrating. It was science. At its most powerful. Science. And was it science that made you dig up the skull of the Red Coat General to help you? I didn't dig anything up. Sarah had this weird.
I'm trying. There, I can't remember what the movie was called, but it had like Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, and I think even Kevin Bacon, where they would like try and resuscitate themselves. Oh, and it was on cable too. Flatline. Okay, yeah, that totally reminded me of that.
That's a creepy movie too. That kind of creeped me out actually. Because I was like, oh my god, like you're really gonna stop your heart and do all that? I mean, like, find out. I mean, it's not worth it. I don't think. What if it goes wake up? You know, obviously it can happen. You know.
Hey, do Abby and Ichabod remind you of any other couples?
Oh my god. You're totally right. They're us. I mean, she's beautiful. He has an incredible head of hair.
I was actually talking about Brennan and Ruth.
That's it. Well, that's interesting. Fluoride is common in industrial cleaners.
Well, that's not going to help you very much.
It does when it's combined with vermin-proof bitumastic.
Why does that sound familiar?
It's sprayed on the underside of morgue tables, same as you'd find in an anatomy room.
Is it kind of pointless to ALS with blood and researchers? It's like looking for a needle in a needle stack.
Well, we're not looking for.
That's a lot of dead bodies.
Like the kind you mean from a live body. Oh, so I'm guessing the cadavers don't spout blood like Old Yeller?
Old Yeller is a dog. You're thinking of Old Faithful, the geyser.
You sure about that?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I can't imagine taking a chance with life like Sarah did.
You're not curious what happens?
I know what happens. The heart stops, brain function cease, the body quits.
Yeah, I know, you know. After that.
Are you talking about heaven?
Yeah, maybe. Look, I hate to say it, but I do not think that the victim died here. I don't see any evidence of arterial spread.
That's because you're not looking in the right places.
Oh, wow. Of course. Her heart was still pumping.
So Sarah's phenopalatine was severed. Blood shot all the way up to the ceiling.
Looks like we found our crime scene.
Oh, that's just gross. It's on commercial.
Sure.
Oh, are we trending? Do you know? I'm in the chat. I don't know.
Pirate Supply Store is open until 6 p.m.
I don't think we're quite trending. Oh, yeah, we are, sort of.
We are? What do you mean, sort of?
Well, I see trends, and Hollow Bones is listed.
Oh, well,
We're
that's
like
good.
we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 11 listed trending.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's something.
Mary gets her best on. Wow, it's like every mom who you know here. You are looking good. Using those dryer sheets is paying off. You're close up to your wrinkles. Aesthetically bringing you down. The all-in-one dryer sheet.
All right, now that we are merged with Cable World, we are so excited to hear your big ideas on how we're going to take on DirecTV. So over to you.
Thank you. Full disclosure, we forgot to come up with ideas.
We got messed up last night. You're lucky we're even here.
But we did bring breakfast. Cables? No.
I think Abby and Booth could probably work on more cases together.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I actually like that, and I feel like that they really mesh. And you know what's interesting? I actually posted it on my website, but Tom was saying they did like these little mini interviews, whatever, and Tom was saying that he wasn't sure that the shows were going to really mesh or that the characters were going to really mesh, and then he decided they basically said that he's like, well, no, and I was wrong because they kind of fell into this sort of rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
that their characters just really meshed with the Bones characters. And what's interesting too, Tom, Ichabod is like history, and Brennan is sort of like Bones or whatever. And I think the two mesh well together, and I think they should be together. I'm dying to know if they're live, because that's the they're going to be. I'm hoping that the Bones fans will like Ichabod Matt and obviously, Bruce and Brendan are
Mm-hmm.
it's great. It's really good.
It wasn't just my accident, it was my
Yeah, I
family's.
was a little upset. You'll
Money
see, I'm upset.
expenses, I did not have to worry about that in nothing.
The car confirmed did everything they said it would do for me. Not only did I not have to pay,
Hello?
I was getting 18 representatives.
Hello?
Not one dime in that.
Oh, yeah. I thought someone, for some reason, I thought someone came on. I was like, yay, hello. Because I've been on Twitter. I'm trying to like live tweet too. I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm trying to multitask.
People are probably like, what the hell?
I know. What can you do? We need our cast to come on screen. That we'll have cuteness on. Of course, they don't want to pop up live.
That would be amazing.
It is National Cat Day, for crying out loud. We should, darn it, our cat should have been on screen.
She's sleeping next to me now. She was mad because I took her off my lap. But
it's back on.
These are remodeled pump marks in Sarah's feeling, consistent with bone marrow donation.
Procedure more suited to family members and mistaken.
Not. Sarah's sister died of cancer. These marks indicate Sarah may have given bone marrow in an effort to save her.
Perhaps the untimely death of her sister compelled Miss Lipman to seek out the hereafter.
The hereafter doesn't exist. It's nothing but a fiction we created to try to...
She's talking to the wrong person about that.
it cracks me up, though.
I see your search in the archives was fruitful.
Oh, yes, most fascinating find. One of which hopefully will assist Agent Milton me in.
This is convenient.
It's so funny.
An
to think like
edict
that they were having
from George
that party
Washington
were still
ordering the remains of General Howe to be entombed not in England but in the colonies.
Preferably in sleeping, where his headstone would be making an addition to our founding fathers' burial.
The signature clearly doesn't match the handwriting.
However, General Washington's diaries, also readily available in the archives, will corroborate that this missive was dictated to a trusted captain.
Oh, he's being cute. He's being so cute right now.
Yeah.
If this letter does prove authentic, you can have your body. Till then, face at the Jeffersonian.
Alright, this is all the medical waste from the anatomy room.
It's a good place for a killer to dump any evidence.
Now we have to go through all of it to find General Howe's skull.
Yeah, that's where the fun is. I'm as excited as a little boy on Christmas morning.
That makes me feel just a little bad for Michael Vincent.
These bone shards appear to be the same.
Whoa, that looked like poop. I'm sorry.
Nice work, Mr. Payne. You found a portion of our murder weapon.
Yeah. Bro.
See, it's in this grab bag. Looks promising. Band-aids. Blood-soaked towels. Used gauze. Broken porcelain. Probably a coffee mug.
These are injection vials.
Looks like they're empty. I guess that's not unusual when you go through medical waste.
We found an anatomy lab. There are no patients there, just the average. These labels are alleged.
Do we know for sure? What if they're real bodies? Ugh.
General William Howe. I cannot say that it's not.
It's so funny. Everybody on my timeline is like, it could be, it could be. I'm like 30 minutes behind on my on my Twitter. It's hilarious.
Relax, okay? I will take care of it. Don't worry. Just go look at a dead body or something.
Think about causing trouble?
The guy who wants General Howe's body and bones just really not hip to that right now.
So I just got word from Hodgins. He found drugs in vials when the victim did her death experiment.
Calcium chloride and propanol.
Yeah, turns out the prescriptions were filled at St. Francis Medical Center the night the victim was killed.
Any idea who wrote the prescription?
Yeah, chief resident of Sarah Litton's medical program, Dr. John Cruz.
Uh-huh.
Simple question. Is Mr. Crane a liar or not?
Well, I'm saying it's not a simple answer.
Is the document real?
Well, the paper is Dutchman, and its degradation dates it to the late 1700s.
So Crane found old paper, but the ink is fake.
No, the ink is iron gall from iron salts and tannic acids.
Which was the standard in Europe from the 5th to the 19th century, but the signature is fake.
No. Compared it pixel by pixel to Washington's signature on the Constitution. The slants and spacing showed it's a perfect match.
Looks like I owe Mr. Crane an apology.
Not yet. I also examined the handwriting of the officer that Washington was dictating to.
And
It's an exact match to the notes that Ichabod Crane took when he was deciphering the Book of Shadows here in the lab. The stops and lips of his cursive lettering are unmistakable.
but this letter has been in our archives for half a century.
I can't explain this. Unless he went back in time and forged an revolution.
That would be impossible.
But there's no question. The handwriting belongs to Crane.
See, I think they can totally redo that. They can do another shot, though.
You get used to the funk in your man cave. You think it smells fine, but your wife smells this. Luckily for all your hard-to-wash fabrics, there's Febreze Fabric Refresher. It doesn't just mask, it eliminates odors you've gone nose blind to. Use Febreze Fabric Refresher till it's fresh, and try pluggable Febreze to continuously eliminate odors for up to 45 days of freshness. Pluggable Febreze and Fabric Refresher, 2 more ways to breathe happy.
Can you repeat that, Chrissy? You kind of went in and out.
about that you know they would analyze.
I can't decide which go-go shoe I like best.
You know,
Heads for heels, tails for boots.
Hey, and with
The whole point of go-go is not to think. Buy one great style, get another 50% off. And that lesson, cost you a quarter. Everybody loves to pay less.
Breaking from the norm.
Right.
tracks me. He would never, you know, and as smart as Crane is, you would think
Your
that
own
he
way.
would, like,
Pretty
think about that.
well, bold. Ricky Fowler is redefining what it means to be a golfer. Quicken Loans is doing the same for mortgages. Quicken Loans, home buy, refi, power. Official mortgage sponsor of the PGA Tour.
The latest wow food brow defining fill duo from Maybelline, New York. Our first 2-in-1 brow filler, defined with pencil, filled with powder. Just 2 steps for smoother, fuller brows that wow. With brow defining fill duo.
This is what I want to know. Why did you think that they were?
Why did Dr. Brennan? I have no idea. I have no. You know what? I feel like they're trying to. They're trying to say they're trying to ship Ickaby, pretty much, and saying, well, it's obvious that they're a couple. Like, you're coming on a little too strong here.
If you watch Bones, then you would know that, you know, I mean, there are some similarities. You know, Brennan is sort of the brainiac, and Crane is, of course, the cop, and you know, Crane is the brainiac, and Abby is the cop. And Crane's personality differs from Brennan because he's a romantic at heart. I mean, he really is. And he wears his heart on his sleeve. Is it on again?
Yeah, it's on again.
Stopped her heart and then started again.
I gotta start mine.
Same thing she did 2 weeks before when you prescribed the same 2 medications for 2 other patients who also never got them. I told her it was crazy. Trying to talk about it. But you just couldn't say no because you were sleeping with her. I wasn't sleeping with her. No.
I love how everyone assumes someone's sleeping with someone.
I know, it cracks me up.
Drugs that you ordered. Okay. My wife did leave me, but Sarah had nothing to do with that. I was a wreck. I was drinking too much, and once I was coming out of surgery, and Sarah smelled it on my breath.
She blackmailed you to get the drugs.
That'll be lost my wife.
Ooh, you were drinking on the job.
So instead of risking your career, you let 2 students risk their lives trying to kill each other. Congratulations. Looks like one of them succeeded.
I understand you have authenticated the letter. Please, you need to apologize for doubting its veracity.
Actually, I was wondering if you could resolve a paradox for me.
Do tell.
A document on 200-year-old paper, written in 200-year-old ink, found to have been written by a man who was born 200 years after the document was created.
Clearly, impossibility.
And yet, the handwriting is a match.
I knew of this letter because it was written by an officer in the Patriot Army named Ichabod Crane.
Your ancestor.
Not being a scientist of your expertise, I cannot say whether handwriting is an inherited trait.
I have never known that to be a possibility.
It's a paradox. Clearly, I could not have been there.
If you eliminate all other possibilities, whatever remains must be the truth.
Sherlock Holmes. So I take it this means you will allow it to be believed.
When the case is solved. As it turns out, Howe's skull is a murder weapon. We found it in the waste from the anatomy.
Hey, Percy.
On the fractured occipital, it appears the killer held the skull like so.
I'm saying hello to my cat. Hello. You're licking your chops. Why?
Came loose. He was thrown by
You're always hungry.
He was trying to tame it.
That's why you're a big boy.
When the man of his stature used false teeth, iron, or ivory, or animal teeth?
He tried those. He learned the French had developed porcelain teeth.
If Howe's canine was porcelain, it would have shattered on impact, possibly injuring the killer's hand. Mr. Crane brought to my attention that we made a false assumption.
We didn't account for the magical powers of the skull.
No, we didn't account for the fact that the missing tooth isn't a tooth.
So he had a false tooth?
Yes, made of porcelain.
If the tooth scraped the killer's hand, there's a significant possibility of recovering epithelial cells.
But if Howe had a porcelain tooth, where is it now?
Porcelain. The coffee cup. I have all these pieces of a broken coffee cup.
The porcelain could have easily gotten mixed in there.
Dr. Hutchins, we'll go over that piece again. There. It's huge, doesn't match the others.
You're right. And it's got a pointed cusp and a single root like a canine.
It was nice and shiny back in the day. If it wasn't with the skull, the killer didn't clean it off.
We found your skin cells on the skull that you slammed into Sarah's head.
I touched the thing.
Chrissy. Classic.
I know.
Not to match your body weight.
Sarah didn't change because you rubbed off on her. She changed after she saw the other side.
Whatever she saw, she
Crazy side.
Just a little bit.
Died, came back. Everything
I really like them working together. What if they did this all the time? I mean, it would probably be really difficult. But I like them work. I like Booth and Mills work.
Yeah.
I told you it was. I told ya. See?
What did you see?
Well, now everybody is in for a lot of fun for Sleepy Hollow. They get trapped. There's all kinds of fun, like, action going on. The difference between Sleepy Hollow and Bones, I think there's more action on Sleepy Hollow. There's more dual fights and monsters. It's supernatural, which is fun.
You killed her.
That's my assessment.
Yeah, that's always the excuse. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to kill her.
It just kind of happened. It just was an accident. I don't know. The problem is that it's so predictable. That's the only thing. I mean, you know, you gotta like twist it up, man. Twist it up. I think that Brennan needs some supernatural in her life. She does not believe in it at all, or the afterlife, and I think she's a rude
Impossible about solving murder. It's merely a matter of proper application of the scientific method. I thought that it would happen eventually. I must return to the Jeffersonian to prepare General Howe's remains for transport.
You know, I gotta get going, so I got some work to do. It's a pleasure meeting you, Agent Mills, and working with you. Anything you call me, I think replace August, but I'll do my best.
Agent Booth, I hope we get a chance to do it again.
You never know. Stranger things have happened. Right. Okay.
Oh, that is potent. I believe Franklin once gave me a similar concoction.
Benjamin Franklin invented sex on the beach.
Funding forests.
Funneling Forest. Oh my gosh, the names.
I know.
Dr. Brennan, General House remains ready for your final signature before being transported back to the college.
First of all, I signed off on house remains for a while ago. They were to be shipped by now.
What should I do?
It's better if I take care of this myself, Mr. Ray.
Sorry.
Do not get me.
I got you. You were scared. I told you I'd get you back.
I was not scared. I was surprised.
What's the difference?
Of course, there's a difference. The amygdala is wired to activate a flow of adrenaline at the sight of something unexpected. That is quite different than being afraid.
It's not your way out of this, Bones.
But if you were the gurney, where are General House remains?
Well, they'll send them back to Sleepy Hollow.
Good. But I think I will fire Mr. Ray.
Fire him.
Yes. As a prank. He's the city of your prank, so it's only appropriate that I rank your mask. I'll tell him. Eventually. A year.
Whoa, wait a second. I'm just going to think that he doesn't have a job for a whole year?
Gotcha, Booth.
Nah, it's not funny.
You said no. I think we should go get a spear.
I'm not surprised or scared.
Next,
Eternal rest is running important for him.
the biggest Halloween crossover event ever continues.
He was facing a zombie army.
The mystery goes deeper than ever imagined.
This could be a history-making discovery.
We say we did the screen? Let's go.
Prepare yourself for the stunning conclusion.
We gotta get him out of there.
Seen a lot like this before. He always works too.
The Brown Sleepy Hollow Halloween crossover event continues next on Fox.
Halloween, Halloween.
Stick around.
I love
The
Halloween.
crossover gets heavier. Your discretion is advised.
Go.
And it's time for Sleepy Hollow.
Everybody scream yay. It's so good.
And guys, we are live tweeting. I am live tweeting from TNE_TV Talk Pod.
And I'm live tweeting at Sleepy Addict. And so we're doing that and watching and multitasking. That's right.
And Dora in her cape.
What do you think of her? What do you think of these roses that are being blossomed and stuff? What do you think of all that?
Nothing good's gonna come of those roses.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But I'm like, what exactly is it supposed to do? Is it supposed to like create a disease or something? Oh, she stopped the courier. Okay. I see.
See, and see what he is. He's an RMT courier. Yeah, but this poor guy, oh my god.
Eternal rest is running important for him.
That tape is like epic, though. I have to say.
Those look like maggots. Ew.
Freakazoid.
Camouflages him. Holding on to his cool. General Howe. Razor Ray. Afraid of Britain. Afraid of her dead. Fight for your vengeance on a hated enemy who has tried to end your life.
Who's the king? King of England, I guess. Right?
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Can I just say, Corey Castellano, his makeup on this is just fabulous. Unbelievable. And again, wardrobe and wardrobe is fabulous.
John Adams. What's it? First blockade in Frank's buttons is his sartorial signature. All night nice embroidery.
Totally scared. Speaking of embroidery, isn't Hope Dreams over there the one helping you with your citizenship application?
How convenient.
I know. I don't understand why they keep having her prop with Chloe. Somebody explain that to me because I don't understand what the hell they're doing with that.
Pleasant surprise.
I love the birthday with very John Adams.
Of course, she recognized John Adams. Look.
Oh yeah. Whatever. Can I just say though that Nikki was fabulous as Beyonce? Oh my god! And we're trying to trend hashtag @Beyonce. Why? Oh, I hate that she lost. See, I think there's a connection. I'll tell you what I think after the break.
Halloween is fun.
They're like, here we go.
I got it. I hate that he bows to her. I just hate the whole thing. We want Ichabod. They're so cute together. How can we not get them?
I'm happy.
Who's Jenny supposed to be?
I don't know, a cowgirl?
No, that's a Canadian.
Oh, Canadian. Never mind. My bad. Maybe she's Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right. I know that's what I thought at first too. But isn't Dudley Do-Right a guy? Her hair's in a ponytail. Wait, see this.
Or how I steal a 200-year-old skirt.
A lot of skid marks. Driver was trying to avoid something. Or someone.
Pandora.
Come on, they got it. Freaking Pandora.
Or she wants but house
It's
remains.
not rocket science, it could be.
Tracks are headed that way.
Can I say though that cemetery is all kinds of fog and all.
Cemeteries creep me out anyway.
Well, this is the episode 2 that I did a whole thing on the
British employed as a staging ground during the invasion of
this is the
Manhattan.
episode where Lawrence
Afterwards,
they
we
filmed
put
in
that
Lawrenceville,
mausoleum as they did soldiers.
Looks like someone came to pay their respects.
reported on it.
Funny that it's Buffett and Zoe, they have these things down called dates. They actually have things.
Yes, I'm perfectly aware of that. Miss Corrins and I are not romantically entangled.
Maybe you're not allowing yourself to get into negotiation.
Stop pushing into freaking.
No matter what your opinion is, care about her. I mean,
She for 6 years.
6 years.
Life for 6 years.
Yep.
She
They were
taught me
married 6 years. They were together.
resilience. That's probably I at my best.
those who the past have power over us, even if we truly want to move on. It's not that easy.
Yes, well, the chapter of my life is now closed. Okay.
Mm. I'm like, I don't know about that. So, what are they only traveling at night, or can they burrow under the ground? I don't know.
Scary. I mean, which means they can go wherever they want, basically. But yeah, I actually, I was talking about Brennan before. I can't even remember what I was saying. But anyway, but you know, I mean, as far as the differences or the similarities Hollow, I mean, they're both procedural to a certain extent, obviously, but I really think that Sleepy Hollow has more fun and
When it's your
action.
job to protect the world's
And
greatest nation, it's your
more
responsibility
analytical,
to
like
solve
an analytical
the world's
show.
challenges.
Mhm.
This is why we
You know,
search for the best and
I think
brightest,
that
why
Sleepy
we
Hollow
train
is
for every
in a class
eventuality.
by itself.
Land,
They're sort of along the lines
in the
of
air,
the Vampire
space,
Diaries, you
and even
know, more like
cyberspace.
that. And
We operate in a
so
complex
yeah, I don't
world
know why they put them on
one simple
Thursday.
mission.
It just new Vikings. I'm sorry that Fox that it was. I don't know who charged that, but like I feel like I know that Tuesdays are Marvel, DC comic, whatever.
Mhm.
On Tuesdays, but I kind of just feel like you know they could be in a class by themselves. They could have their audience. It's not everybody that likes that. No
Mhm.
matter how big that audience is. So that's what kind of bothers me about it. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, we'll see. I'm really hoping that Sleepy Hollow makes it, because it'll just really suck. Like, because this season is actually way better than the second season, and will just be a shame.
Yeah. Right. And also, I don't know. I just think that thing with season 3, I just think is very well thought out. They have a cohesive plan. Pandora is our baddie, and you can bring in all the pieces. And we got better.
Redskins Premium Book Season Ticket Call 301-276-6800 or visit RedskinsFunTees.com to learn more.
I think that is the most vulnerable. She doesn't let her walls down, and I think because of that, it makes her vulnerable. Everybody knows everything about Crane, but we still have yet to see a lot of personality, a lot of Abby. And so it's going to be interesting to see the one that, is the turncoat. Is it back on again?
Yeah.
What's up?
I was hoping you would tell me.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Sitting on this office, you haven't closed the door until this morning.
I don't know about
And then there are the 2 assistant U.S. attorneys in the lobby, and you dropped your voice against it.
I was just waiting on the right moment. Looks like this is it. It's an ongoing investigation I've been working, trying to take down that makes a career. Shell companies buying property across Westchester, all owned by one umbrella LLC, Court Imports. So on paper, a high-end importer of rare antiquities. But the lion's share was actually looted from sites in Syria, Afghanistan, Iran.
They're buying items stolen by terrorists.
Still getting warrants that time, hence the lawyers. But when the time comes, how does task force coordinator sound?
Sounds good. I'm gonna say, an operation this size, you have to pull me away from some of my other duties.
Sorry, got some time with your woman.
I think you know my priorities, Lysa.
Let's talk later.
Just talk to SHPD. They're calling the cemetery defects.
Hey, buddy.
Some kind of prank gone wrong.
Nothing in Washington's Bible, Hampton's notebook, even Grace Dixon's journal yields nothing that could explain the desecration we witnessed.
We'll find something, we always do.
Crane's like, nah, man, this is how it needs to go permanently.
Before the war, I served beneath him as lieutenant in His Majesty's forces. How he was a keen war strategist, staunchly loyal to his men and his country. He was honorable. A good man.
Who sent you whispering rape against you and your spy ring, pushed you to betray Washington. Maybe he was once a great man, but he changed.
That's why Washington sent me to kill him. It was one of the darker periods of the war. The invasion of Manhattan. And the British forces, under House command, took control of the city, forcing the Patriots to retreat. In the early hours, Howe and his men commandeered a townhouse belonging to a Patriot.
Stealth was always your strong suit, Craig. Washington chose his man well.
I did not wish to kill you, but this invasion ends now. All your men off the island, and you shall live.
Just the word of the turncoat. Zero George Ney were within a hair's breadth of turning against him. Perhaps in sending you to terminate my command, he was testing your loyalties. The question is, can you do it? Kill a man in cold blood.
I've made my choice. My allegiance is to this nation.
Oh, your king fought for the king. You spit on their graves.
I shall ask only once. Will you retreat?
Bastard.
Just shoot him.
Answer me.
I never retreat until every last lonely dog lies in a grave.
I know, right? Just shoot the man, really.
Or leave before I have you clasped in iron.
I would have pulled the trigger. We might have held the city. Without Hal's command, the war could have ended sooner, sparing catastrophic bloodshed.
Splendid.
What if there was another reason why Washington sent you to join him? You said he was unpacking something when you found him.
Yes. A stone with a Nordic emblem. A land with two swords, trust crew.
In other words, a dead man walking.
There is a volume that belonged to Washington himself. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, here, Draugr, a rare breed of undead warrior who swear an oath of duty in life that lasts beyond death.
Sounds like a bad deal.
Draugr are nocturnal, spending their days subterranean, said to be unstoppable.
What's this in the margins?
Washington's 100. All our methods built inside house primal tomb, the secret slide.
Methods needing House to defeat Draugr.
That must be Hal's tomb. The team from Jeffersonian discovered it in Philadelphia, dated 1812.
This riddle mentions a primal tomb, meaning Hal was interred somewhere else first.
Question is, how do we find it?
How about these? Hal's bones, through mausoleum. FBI forensics can carbon date them, provide a soil analysis. Now down a location.
So Hal is the quarry. We both know the architect of this scheme is Pandora.
She wants to race for you, and she has chosen the perfect night. Halloween. The whole town will be on the street. If we don't stop these Draugr by then, hundreds of people will die.
Buy whiskey. Large kosher pickles, extra brine.
Timing is everything.
They are a crime against good whiskey. I enjoy the company.
So funny.
Did you dig up anything on the shark?
Thought that
Meet the man who's after the shark.
I know this guy, Jamie. He's a friend of my dad's.
Are you sure?
I didn't know his name. I just called him Bull because he carried a 30 cal in the platoon. That box I brought over from the cabin knows an album now. Here, look.
Your dad sent you on how many missions? Buying and selling strange artifacts?
And his old war buddy happens to be the kingpin of that entire black market. As I say about my dad.
If your dad was using me as a shelter, I would know it.
You sure? And how many secrets did he keep from me?
Well, we have a name now. We can use it to get answers. Joe, your dad was one of the best guys I've ever known. And so we have proof of it.
Well, hopefully Corbin wasn't using Jenny like that. That'd be kind of wrong.
I know, that's what I was thinking, but I'm thinking, what if he was trying to infiltrate it? using
That could work too.
because it would make sense. Or maybe he was trying to get the artifact before those guys got.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
His current suggested I peruse the Instagram. Apparently I've been tagged.
Said Pure. The lab here cannot trace the location of house Palmatine. We don't have the equipment. I send it to DC. There'll be a 2-week turnaround.
Perhaps our new friends at the Jeffersonian Institute could be of assistance. Dr. Brennan claimed to be the premier forensic analyst in the country. Now might be an opportunity for her and Agent Booth to throw down.
No, with their help, we might be able to find the tomb by nightfall.
You navigate. I'll drive. Greetings on this All Hallows Eve.
Apologies for showing up in a house like this.
I trust this will be a short visit. We have a 5-year-old at home who still has alterations needed for her Jane Goodall costume.
Listening to recall you have 2 children. Her brother's gone as a chimp. Or that is if we get back in time.
Hey, you said we could give you a call.
A chimp? Wow.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, why would you have him be a kid, poor kid?
I would be so embarrassed if I saw pictures of that. Like, seriously.
Oh, totally. But did I tell you well, oh my God, I have a horrible story. Actually, I was
Well, the
maybe
Insurance Institute for Hardware Safety tested
10
my
or 11 or something like that. I was just a Cindy Lauper.
Mm-hmm.
One of the kids, the teenagers in the neighborhood,
Had some work done.
tried to grab. I had one of those little plastic pumpkin.
Before they got shag carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Then they expanded my backside.
And some
I thought.
Rude.
But that's keeps them comfy.
I know it
Air
was
them automatically. Like that. I'm like a whole new house.
Nest. Welcome to the magic of home.
Take Zequan sleep like the kids went to Nana's house for the whole weekend. The non-habit forming sleep aid that helps you sleep easily and wake refreshed, because sleep is a beautiful thing.
Unfortunately, I don't really have any crazy Halloween stories.
Oh my God, that was just insane. And I lived in Utah at the time.
Oh my.
You know, yeah, I mean, we're not. There was like nothing.
Tonight, a killing confession.
Yes, we didn't matter that Halloween.
Wait until you hear her.
Then, a community outraged and social media is buzzing all over the t-shirts and local teens wore to school. Except
Value City Furniture presents.
I remember wearing tights.
First, ask yourself, are you avoiding shopping for a new mattress because you think mattress shopping is anything but a comfortable experience? Wake up and head to Value City Furniture. Our unique 3-step process makes finding the perfect Serta or Beautyverse mattress so easy. You can almost do it in your sleep. Oh, wow. Perfect. And that's how to buy the perfect piece at Value City Furniture.
Oh, I tell ya.
Sure. TV has evolved over the years. It's gotten squarer, brighter, bigger.
Sorry for yawning, guys.
For what's next?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's late now. I mean, it's not even 7 here.
I know.
I still have the West, but I'm just gonna watch it and probably tweet. I'm not gonna like.
When his stories came alive, they called him into this world.
Ooh, the librarians.
Every trick in the book.
I love the librarians. It's a cute show.
I do too.
I'm gonna be live tweeting the librarians on Sunday. Yeah.
This event
Well, I
is
just
our
love.
sale of the year, and everything in the store
And
will
again,
be
I
marked
followed him.
down. Hurry in. Now is your chance to save
Is
up
it
to
on yet?
50% on floor samples.
No, it premieres this Sunday.
Kinds and discontinued furniture.
Cool.
Plus a wide selection of
Well, I
stylish
like Kristen
lamps,
Kane. He's
accessories,
so
and more.
cute. I
Save
followed
up to
him since
50% during the Moonlight Madness event. Don't miss it. Lazy Boy
and
Furniture
he was
Right?
that's who I really love too.
Your
Can't
lab
think.
only analyzes
Did it with
percentages,
Nathan.
but over centuries, components of
Can't
the
think
plumbing can be
He
absorbed.
did a show on
We could use to identify housing
on TNT, I think. Kristen
I
Kane was on
applaud your
that show with
scientific
Nathan. What's
But your theory that the founding fathers buried house
I'm
wives
too
is
tired. I can't think. But anyway,
questionable at best.
I watched that show because I saw him on it, and then
Reflects your institution's namesake on citizens reported contact with an alien species.
Jefferson was brilliant. He also had the scientific
It's
knowledge
back
of
on.
a contemporary fourth grader.
yeah, I'm on.
I do not believe in the grander mysteries of the universe. Faith, art, love, are these merely numbers?
Faith results from our fear of death, art from our ability to discern an attractive mate, and love from our need to procreate.
Dr. Brennan, when you look at Agent Bruce, it's far more than just procreation.
Actually, procreation plays a significant part in the relationship.
I think it's hilarious that she's talking to him about sex because he's so prissy.
This film
How ironic.
I know. It's actually a very ironic
matches
conversation.
samples from two
And
quarters.
he's not
One
blushing with her
inside
shot.
the
But I think if she would
Structure shares food from the
he
first.
would mention Abby, that would be a conversation I wanted.
Washington wished his tomb to be built within the very foundations of the building itself.
a tomb that was never used.
So your work suggests the founders used Washington's empty tomb to conceal Howe's actual gravesite. Brennan, Agent Mills and I deeply appreciate your assistance.
So you just posited the existence of what may be an astounding archaeological find. I demand to participate in your research.
She demands.
I was just about to propose the very same.
I know. He's a little bit
Right. Okay.
heavy-handed.
You gotta help me out here. You call in a favor to solve some too big historical mystery.
Mystery's important. Somebody's got to keep the record straight.
Okay, so what is it straight? What is this really all about? You trying to solve some off-book investigation?
What if it were?
You old Corman's proteges. They still have it back.
First day on the beat, Corbin told me that most of the real work you do is outside the town. That work for local people to be our home.
It's a whole new level.
And if you get us for years, I don't want to sufficient.
If you trust August Corbin, he knew what you had and believed that.
We have a lead on Howe's tomb. Are we all ready to go?
All of us.
Negotiation in Dr. Brennan's
I
nature.
feel like negotiating.
This could be a history-making discovery, or it could prove Mr. Crane dead wrong. I am comfortable with either outcome.
Good. Okay, let's see what we do this Crane. Let's go. Come on. Which way we going? Come on, let's go.
I may have been wrong about this address. It was listed on half the documents I have, so I just thought.
No, this I've been here before. This is a kid. I told you my dad and Evan to go up to the cabin sometimes. We stop here to get supplies. Dad would buy me a sandwich, sit me in the front while I went inside.
Doesn't necessarily mean.
He was working with Nevins. You said it yourself, the man had a lot of secrets.
Corbin sure did have a lot of secrets. I feel like we're learning more about him now, even though he's dead.
I know. Well, just, I mean, well, think about it. Way back in the Lester Kids song.
Take it easy. All we want
want us to sit down with
chick,
your boss.
I think Sophie, I think she's
What happened?
Mills.
It's a personal
I think
thing.
she's a Mills sister.
Family thing.
Am I
That's
supposed to
my
care, or-
I'll give you the
that's
shard.
my theory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he wants, right?
Wait, so, hold on.
Nevin sits down with us, answers my questions, and we'll give it to him. You have my word.
All right. He's down to stay on business, but see what I can arrange. Oh, funny thing. After you stole a shard from me that first time, I told them as I'd find you, get it back. He told me to sit tight. That you show up on your own soon enough.
Shard, it's an Egyptian.
Are you crazy? We still don't know what the hell that thing is.
No, and I'm sorry. Just look, we may not get a chance like this again. Look, I promise I won't let anything bad happen.
Joe, in this world, that is not a promise you can make. Sorry, sure.
Hold up, they were in DC?
Right.
I'm trying to remember. And I think I was upset that they were in DC.
The Masons.
Yeah, no, they're not in
Hold on.
DC. It could
Okay,
be in DC.
that symbol there has no notch, but this symbol has a notch.
This that calls to mind people. It's not just rounded, it's a few centimeters deep. Crane, your ring.
Oh, I guess the
Oh,
yeah, the place that they're visiting is in DC somewhere.
Astonishing.
this morning it was a question. Somewhere here should be the secret to defeating House Drogoron.
You can find the big two looking on shoulders. Oh. Oh, did you see this, Mr. Crane? These ruins match the markings on the original coffin.
Look, Abby, this is not the book. This is off the reservation.
Good job, Booth.
There are things we expect from a film screen. We expect it to be rigid. We expect it to be flat. We expect it to be fragile. And what it wasn't. It changed what we expect from a film. The shutter shift technology. World's first shatterproof screen. Only on Verizon. Head up to $300 for a gig in your phone and buy the Joy Turbo 2.
That was pretty crazy, What are you doing? Just talking to those guys. You have dogs. This is our last Christmas together before I together, baby. So let's make it the best night of our lives. It's still Christmas. That's your life.
Wasted your phone. You fear through.
The night before. For adults with an advanced lung cancer called squamous non-small cell, previously treated with platinum-based chemotherapy. It's not every day something this big comes along. A chance to live longer. With Opdivo, nivolumab. Opdivo is the first and only immunotherapy FDA approved based on a clinical trial demonstrating longer life for these patients. In fact, Opdivo significantly increased the chance of living longer versus chemotherapy. Opdivo is different. It works with your immune system.
And she was like strangely attracted. Of course she would. Who wouldn't be attracted? But anyway, it cracked me up that I think we need that in Ickaby. I mean, they're living together. And actually, it was funny because last week when they were arguing on the couch,
Mm-hmm.
I was like wondering, oh, are they, what if they, what if he walks in on her or she walks in on him? I think that would be good. Anyway, is it on again?
Not yet. But it would be interesting if something did happen. But I don't know if they're gonna try. Sorry. Push it this season.
I hope
Ugh, they show too many commercials. Just stop.
they did. Sorry. I think what I'll do is I'll edit this because I'm like, I keep getting 20 plus. I like catch up and then now all of a sudden there's more. And I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, DC has secrets, right? Of course, they're like the secret capital of the country of the world. Yeah, people like my Christmas lights. Calling the ones this Peter just got them separated. Good thing you won't fight. Trying to give soliloquy on 18th century holidays. Yes.
Ooh, fire. Just make it worse, Crane.
Yeah.
This is no ordinary blaze. This is root fire. A legendary flame that cannot be extinguished.
Not good. Coming up, we'll get a twistery.
We gotta get them out of there.
What is this?
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen a lot like this before. Each button represents an alchemical symbol. It's like a puzzle. All we have to do is figure it out.
Just shoot all of them. That's good.
I know. I cracked up. I'm like, oh my god, no way. Well, he's doing it his way, you know.
You okay?
This is extraordinary. I'm armed with the fingers of napalm. You understand?
But he could have shot it. He could have accidentally shot them, though.
I think the wall was thick enough, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta go. We'll get everything back to Jeffersonian. Okay, let's go, Frank. Get out of there.
You're not worried about that?
Hardly. Her skepticism is interminable. She dismissed Mark as a tall man with a skin condition. We do have cause for worry. I believe I've discovered the drug is weakness.
Finally.
We'll have to burn Sleepy Hollow to the ground.
So say what? Burn Sleepy Hollow. What?
Built for a very specific threat.
Since I was their commander, anyone that survived would try to rescue their men alive.
And in doing so, we'd be faced with their only weakness. Break fire.
You're bringing us this just some kind of get our hands on some.
Why would they pose a threat to the town?
Because a Greek fire is far more sinister than your napalm. It cannot be extinguished by water or by sand. Once unleashed, it burns until nothing remains. As I believe was remonstrated in the Isle of Manhattan. Betsy Ross was leading patriot refugees off the island via a series of hidden tunnels.
Great.
They gotta stop meeting like this.
Yeah. Please, God, please.
Refuses to relinquish the city.
Our lives have changed. And to get out of the city before countermeasures are deployed.
Countermeasures.
Collapses. There's no time. You're saying if the countermeasure was Greek fire.
Yes. and we were not facing conventional forces. The cadre of Dragon. Merely hours after the British invaded, the city was set ablaze in the Great Fire of New York, cause of which remained a mystery until now.
Ooh, cool arrow-ish gun.
Yeah.
Hold up, that's looking a little modern.
Well, it's pretty cool. Well, I mean, they were the military. They have all kinds of gadgets before we do, when you think about it. And there were all kinds of artifacts and things that, General Washington was aware of. I think that, that kind of went up to the army almost. Gotta think. If you think along those terms, then you can go with it.
Ugh, she keep on talking to kids. Stop. That poor girl just got traumatized. Go forth and slaughter.
Yep.
Has anyone seen Steve?
Pandora is just
Top of the Christmas power rankings. Because when you enter Best Buy, it means you're gifting on all cylinders. It means you're not elfing around. It means you're
It's commercial now.
really want. All with the guru-like guidance of our helpful shirts.
What
Because
did
when
you
you
think about
give 10,
Pandora's
you won't
little
just love it. They'll love you. Win the holiday
What, her makeup?
Best Buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It's like Pandora looking creepy now. It's like she wants to change her look like every time she tries to talk to somebody.
Well, we have a drinking game going, actually. Like, bring this type of outfit. A new, hairdo or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, I'm wondering who is the... It's got to be then the king anyway. Probably what she meant. I'm trying to figure out, what the hell is she? Because, there's all different versions of her.
Mm-hmm.
Cultures, it depends on who it is. I mean, it comes from Greek mythology, then everybody has their version. And I think it's just this Marian Pandora who basically is just... If I remember, I read a lot about it.
Visionary directors bring their personal touch to 6 stories that could change
developed world or whatever. And
a global series
given
event
7 gifts by the gods, but
on
then
the National Geographic Channel.
jar and then
Value City Furniture presents how to buy the perfect
similar
mattress.
to
Mm-hmm.
mythology.
Our unique three-step process
But
makes finding the perfect sturdy or
anyway,
mattress
Greek
so
mythology
easy you
has
can
like a
almost do it
huge
easily.
art about it,
Perfect piece at Value City Furniture.
still the fire
Who shares our
from the
values?
gods,
Jeremy Pike supports
punishment
school funding.
sent
Thinks women should
Pandora,
make their own
and all the gods gave her different
Neighbors
gifts,
background
right?
checks on all
Bestowed upon her
sales. At our parish, as
be
education.
a real
Far
fan,
too much.
stuff, and
Parish is
and,
an aid
and
for
stuff,
the
and then
gun
gave her
lobby.
this
Approved
box,
background
and
checks to keep guns out of the
never
hands of
open
dangerous
it.
people. Virginia
She
Extreme
just kind of
or
went
Main
crazy.
Street.
All
Both
she could
make
think
Pike
about
for
was this
Virginia.
box.
Every Catholic
Box
Association
opens it, that's when all the evils of the world are unleashed. But she does one in there with hope. So that's what I'm wondering is tree the hope tree or like is the tree of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Every time she learns something of witnesses, a new flower blossom. That's my theory. Like I think that she's got that's the tree of knowledge, which means that and then somebody else was talking about how they thought Ichabod and Abby are the destroyers of their attitude. Is it on again?
No, not quite. I think they're showing a commercial for Empire. And it's back on.
What did you call these? Pyrocyclones. A post-hellenic weapon designed specifically to deploy Greek fire.
You've mixed 10 gallons of this.
Those are badass, man. I love those guns. I want one of those guns.
Don't you like to shoot blue fire?
Oh yeah.
He goes, Velvet Fuller.
Oh no. Wow.
Freaky, man.
It's like the crowd is just now realizing, oh, they're actually trying to shoot us.
Yay, it could be saved today. Go itchy. So hot. He's too the headless horseman. Nothing gets. You're nothing, General Howe. So epic. And I saw video of when they were shooting now, like.
So it was interesting to see the final product after, seeing like them film a scene. Because they, how they edit stuff and everything.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me how they, and I mean they spent hours putting that little town together.
Mm-hmm.
And it blows my mind the amount of time that it takes to set up. Oh my God! See, they're underground.
Oh no!
Woo! Shoot them!
Blue fire is cool!
Woo! It's awesome. That's napalm. That is the coolest ever. Woo! Of course, Abby saves him again. I love that Abby is so strong and everything. She's a great heroine, and I think that she's a great role model for young women. But she saves him all the freaking time. Like, when is he there for her? You need that.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh my God, this is like.
Oh, now. Oh, okay.
What? What I want to know is, can he come back because he has that emblem on him?
Mm-hmm.
I bet $10 he's not back yet. When he gets back. That was epic. I love that the napalm guns. They were like the best.
That was cool.
Trying to keep up with everything. Oh my god, my head is like spinning right now. Check and see. I don't know if we're trending Beyonce at all.
I keep on forgetting to tweet it. Sorry.
I know. That's all right. I'll give you a pass.
I mean, I'm trying to tweet Hollow Bones more than I'm trying to tweet Beyonce. So.
Yeah. Well, Hollow Bones is more important, actually. I mean, not that it's more important, but you know what I mean.
Well, now it's number 3. Not well.
What?
It's listed like when I have the list of trending, it's like listed 3rd, but I don't know if it's it's still good no matter what because it's on a list of trending. It's right under Scandal. Oh, darn it! Darn you, Scandal.
The only thing more stunning than the crimes Bonnie Transit's ex-wife is the prime suspect. The bullet that killed your ex-wife came from your gun. Solving this murder. Hey, you this you too? Will take teamwork.
I'll work with anyone on fantasy.
Bosie's in Perry. Rosewood returns after the World Series. Wednesdays on Fox.
Is Beyonce even on that list?
Anita's chilling confession. Hear from a man convicted of killing Ruby.
A new GM from Metro will tell you about the possible candidates for the job.
Then a community is outraged and social media is buzzing all over the t-shirts some local teams wore to school at 10.
Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to keep up with one. And I have to,
It's like she brings out these monsters and then she's like, yeah, okay, bye. You did your job. You did your job. Bye. Doesn't even miss them like whatsoever. What is up with that one red rose, man?
To take Washington's 200th jurisdiction. The Jeffersonian would love your help with the excavation, Mr. Crane.
I'm in the process of renovating a historical property of my own.
The site poses more than a few questions. If colonial Americans had Greek fire, why didn't they use it during the Battle of the Revolution? We still haven't sufficiently explained how you came across Washington's
Let
letter.
it go, Princess. Let it go.
Thanks again for your help.
Yeah, you know what? I'll mention it, but next time you find a death trap, just give us a heads up first.
Oh, yes, we shall. You have our word.
Yeah, okay, Crane.
see, like, they could do more like this. They could even just do,
Use it
they
past
could
my
even
past.
just do video chat,
Take a break.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I need a push.
I mean, that doesn't require them to be, you know, or
She's a good one.
I don't know. Is Bones filmed in Atlanta as well, or?
I would not know, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know either. I gotta check that out.
Make your move, Crane. Talk to Zoe.
Take it. Don't talk to Zoe. No. But look at it, how he looks at her, because he like kind of looks at her when she walks away.
No. I was really wondering.
I don't think he should freaking. I don't trust Zoe.
Oh, I like how he's so formal asking her out.
Yeah, take a seat.
I know, it's adorable. I need a boyfriend like Ichabod, man. We all want Ichabod. Oh, he's just so.
Burn the candle with both ends of it. I went in.
Looks like you all
Him
y'all.
with his cute little hair and everything.
Man, I'm working to take
And I mean, I got over the wig. I still love the wig. But... Oh yeah, poor Abby. Oh my God. This is...
So I asked, what the hell is going on here?
What?
She's gonna be under fire, man. This isn't good. And Jenny and Joe now.
Oh, wow. Nice. First, when a senator is murdered, can Bones play the political game?
I play a slight variation on myself to be saucy.
An all-new round. Mrs. Fred and the search for a killer are very unstable. We lead to the ultimate showdown. And all you see, game starts at 8/7 Central next Thursday on Fox. You never know which villain will
Well, it was an awesome crossover. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. And I think what were your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the episode? On both episodes, yes.
I mean, they were cute. I don't know. I think of the Flash and Arrow when they did their crossover, and it was really good. Unfortunately, I just think this is okay. I like the Sleepy Hollow episode better than I like the Bones episode, but probably because, again, I'm not used to watching Bones, and I'm introduced to the characters that have had this chemistry for so long, and I'm kind of like on the outside looking in. Whereas, of course, but I did think that the chemistry between Abby and Booth and Dr. Brennan and Crane were actually pretty good. So I hope that they, kind of work together in the future on more cases. But maybe just more like it doesn't have to be necessarily a what do you call it? A 2-hour event. Like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they can incorporate both characters. Like I said, they could just do a video chat or something even, and
Yeah.
do that, and I think it would be fine, So yeah, I mean, I just thought it was fun. It's just a fun. You got to see a little bit of the quirkiness of Bones and Ruth, and you get to see how their team operates, and kind of how quirky they are. It's much that I think that Team Witness is a little more serious, and that's my point with Abby. We need to see a little more. Like, she's so regimented this season. I mean, obviously she's an FBI agent, so I understand that. But I just feel like she has pulled back a little bit. I feel like seasons 1 and 2, we got our Ichabod moments all the time. And she was willing to just really, she trusted him from the get-go. He was there for, everything, and she was there for him. And, that, like I said, the epic hug from Purgatory is probably the #1 television hug of all time, I think. I mean, oh my God, it was just like they needed each other, and it was just like she was so scared to be there, and he got to her, and he always kept his promise, and then he leaves for the walkabout, And I understand that, and people have argued with me on Twitter about it. And I just think that, you know, he left and he didn't get a hold of her. She's the only, other than Jenny, really. She's the only other person on Earth that he knows. Okay, now, and the fact that he didn't get a hold of her for 9 months is bizarre, and I think she was very, very hurt by it. I'm sorry, but a little chat, you know, quick chat at the in the jail, you know, she has to show that she was very upset with him. Now all of a sudden she's sort of cut him off where that is concerned. There are scenes from, you know, seasons 1 and 2 that she definitely has feelings for him. I don't care what anybody says. Now she's completely backed off from it, and I don't think it's just because Danny is there, because she made it clear with him that, you know, and she keeps making it clear that, you know, maybe they're on different paths as well, because he keeps pushing her, trying to distract her. And I think the ending of this episode just saw clearly, you know, her livelihood, her career is going to be on the line, and I'm interested to see how is Ichabod going to handle that, you know, because, you know, she has a house, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really just need it. You know, I mean, I get she's a strong woman and everything like that, and we've seen her take care of everybody else, you know, and I just really want her to break down, really tell him that she was hurt, you know, by him just leaving and not getting in contact. You know, she didn't know if he was alive or dead, for God's sakes. And they've been joined at the hip since day one. I mean, he was her best friend practically, you know, so that's where I'm at with it. And, you know, some people are like, oh, well, you know, he had a lot to deal with. Well, I'm sorry, but shit happened to her too. Hello?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, okay. They kind of not hinted, but they started discussing, you know, him not communicating, and he should have, and he apologized for it. But I think deep down, Abby is still hurt, so she's just still processing it slowly. It takes her a long time to move on from things. We've seen that a long time with her relationship with Jenny. Like, it took them a long time to make up, like years. So I think with her somewhat pushing Ichabod to maybe date Zoe, I mean, maybe this is just a way she cares about him. I think at the end of the day, she just wants him to be happy. And if it's not necessarily with her, like in a relationship sense, then at least he's moved on from Katrina, and he's actually finally acclimating into the present day. Because in a way, I mean, it's granted he should have still communicated with her, even if it was like a Skype chat or something. But at the same time, this is actually the first time that he's had to expand his horizons by traveling and interacting with people in present day, other than the limited circle that he had back in Sleepy Hollow. So I think in a way it was good for him, but at the same time, yeah, he shouldn't have shut Abby completely out.
And, you know, and like, okay, and I mean, I agree with that as well, but, you know, it's not like, I mean, I'm sorry, he's texting Zoe 20 times in an hour. I'm sorry, he can definitely float a text over to her. And the other thing too is, I do think that she's conflicted about Ichabod. I think that his return threw a wrench in her like, you know, she was very determined and had her sights set on being a very FBI, you know, the best FBI agent that she could be. She had aspirations to go and do things. She felt that she was free. And, you know, so him back and then realizing that, oh, it's not over.
Yeah.
What the hell? And then, you you know, and then also, you know, you have Ichabod, who is, you know, he comes back, and the reason that he's living with her, I mean, people may not realize this, but you know, when he was released from custody, she is sort of his guardian because he doesn't have citizenship here. He's not, you know, he's probably, I don't know, maybe he just paid a fine, so maybe he doesn't have a court date. But
Mm-hmm.
she really, you know, she got him for her custody, and so that's why he didn't have a place to live. When you are, I know this because I used to be a defense investigator, so you have to have, the defendant has to have a place to go, has to have
Right.
an actual
Residence.
so that's, yeah, so that's the reason that, you know, they're there. That's the reason he's living with her. And I just think that, you know, I love what they did. The first 3 episodes were fabulous, though. I mean, we've had domestic Ickaby, which we really wanted. That was one of the things we talked about on Twitter over the summer. We said, oh, you know, we want them to eat together. We want them to do this together. We want them to, and we had our little, like, I loved it seemed like they were husband and wife, you know, arguing on the couch about the Constitution and when it had, you know, when it was signed, and you know, it's just a very Ickaby moments there, and him burning the and cleaning. I mean, it was fantastic. And you know, there's moments where, you know, you just see, you know, he's looking at her lingerie, for God's sakes. I mean, don't you think that he's imagining her in that? I don't think he's imagining Zoe in it. But I think, you know, maybe Zoe is sort of the transition gal. I mean, you know, there's always like a what is it? I say transition, but you know, the rebound girl. You know, because
Yeah.
he just got out of.
I mean, I wouldn't, if Abby and Ichabod do wind up together, I would not have it as a rebound right after, or not even too long after the death of his first wife. So yeah, if Zoe is the transition, fine. That's a lot better. And even if Abby, you know, tries to have something with someone, just to see if what they have is not just based on their circumstances. Like if they just happen to be randomly meeting and this wasn't part of their lives, I mean, would they even be together? Like, would they just be casual acquaintances?
Well, that's a good point. I don't know, you know, and I too. But the thing is, I do think that uh, Zoe. I don't trust her. I feel like she showed up at the same time that Pandora did. I don't know if she is Pandora in disguise. I mean, if you notice, she wasn't in last week's episode. Zoe wasn't, but Pandora was. Pandora was working in the hospital and doing all that stuff, you know, and you know, stalking Abby. And I feel like, you know, could it be Pandora? The other thing that's very interesting to me is tonight's episode. You know, she stresses Betsy Ross. I mean, really? Why is he having all these flashbacks of Betsy Ross? And then I was thinking, well, wait a minute. You know, you know, he could be just, you know, either under a spell or something to where, you know, he's the you know, she's on his mind. It's sort of like he's distracted. He's distracted by Zoe. He's distracted by these flashbacks of Betsy Ross. And what if they were all what if they're all connected to Pandora in some way? I don't know. I think it all is going to connect at some point.
Well, I mean, that could be very well the case, and it's actually a pretty good theory. I guess we'll see. The thing with me is, because when Crane always had a flashback, it always in some way helped with the case. And there was a life before Katrina. So I think Betsy Ross kind of represents that. and in a way lets us know that Crane was interested in someone other than Katrina. Like, Katrina wasn't the end all and be all. They had a long relationship, but it wasn't his only relationship.
Right.
So that maybe just what Betsy's representing, and at the same time, the cases are similar to you know, stuff that he's encountered in the past, and this is still telling Crane's story of how he was back in the day. At the end of the day, and maybe Zoe just reminds him a lot of Betsy, and maybe he didn't really have as deep of a relationship with Betsy as he had with Katrina, but something was there. So maybe this is his chance of pursuing that kind of relationship.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the other thing too is that he never has had to really pursue anybody. I mean, you know, obviously Betsy, you know, well, first of all, he had Mary Wells, who was, you know, showing himself.
Yeah, she was like totally stalker-ish, man. Seriously.
Yeah, totally. And then of course now Betsy, I think happened in 1774, but maybe the early part of 74 or 73, 74, I think. I think they said 74 in their episode that it was 1774. But yeah, and it's before he meets Katrina, or before he gets involved with Katrina, I should say, because the timeline is very hinky. I've tried to figure it out, and people are like, "What's?"
Yeah, I'm still confused myself, but it's definitely. I feel like it is definitely before Katrina.
Yeah, definitely before her, and you know, I mean, she probably, well, you know, he still could have been friends with, you know, Abraham, Katrina, you know, engaged, and then she broke off the engagement, you know.
Yeah, and Katrina, his relationship with Katrina was just very different. It seemed more intense, or more secretive, and just different. And Betsy just seems a little more fun. And maybe again, Zoe just seems fun. And you know how Abby is serious, Zoe is fun. Like, we don't, I mean, granted, Abby and Crane do have fun together. Her, Jenny, and Crane, they all have fun together. They have those light moments. But as far as having a fun relationship that's a romantic one also, Zoe can represent that.
Right. And I agree with you on that. You know, but again, I just think that he's never had to pursue before, you know.
Yeah.
He's had to pursue anybody. So now he does have to, and you know, and I think that he's, and I think too, I mean, listen, Tom Meissen already said at the TV Guide interview on the set last year, you know, that, hey, you know, he's completely in love with her. And he is, and if you know, karaoke, I mean, he's totally staring at her, and she was like eyeing him, and I'm sorry, you know, and I mean, my favorite line though was, he's working things out with his witch wife, and they're mourning their horseman of war son, and it's just like, oh my god,
yeah,
it was awesome. But you know, I just think that ultimately, you know, I just don't know how they're gonna do it. They need to, but the fans are. I mean, we're just like chomping at the bit. And then when you try and pull it back, that's the thing. It's because everything that they've been in the last 2 seasons, yes, it's going to change because left. Yes, she's going to be hurt, but we need to see that. We need there to be. I mean, I'm sorry, as a woman that, I mean, if my best friend that I've been joined at the hip at, you know, up and left, and I never heard from him again, I'd be freaking pissed. And then he's calling me to bail him out of jail. Like, what the hell? You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely understand why Abby's upset. I mean, that's a legitimate, like, reason to be mad at someone like that, especially someone that you've grown close to, and again, the special circumstance that they're in, as witnesses and stuff. So yeah, I mean, she's completely right in being mad at him. As far as, because they're now dealing with a lot of the monster of the week stuff, unfortunately, it has been kind of pushed to the side, but they have been kind of hinting at it in the little moments that they've had together. Like, you can kind of see it. Like, Crane was obviously jealous of the ex because Abby was involved with him in FBI Academy. Again, that's just like people trying to have a relationship with someone else and really probably seeing if what they have is real, or again, based on being witnesses.
Right, right. But I find it very interesting that he was so jealous of Danny. I mean, that whole scene, he's staking his claim. We were just having dinner. I love that. We were just having dinner, and then she's like, well, he was just leaving. And he's like, I was leaving? Like,
yeah.
And then he's looking at him like, what the hell? Who are you? You better stay away from her. I mean, and the thing is that she did try it with Danny. Obviously, it didn't work out. They went their separate ways, and she's not willing. She doesn't want that, her relationship to be that now. He's her boss.
Right. Well, no, I mean, that kind of relationship would be healthy, no.
Yeah. So I feel like, there's that. And, yeah, so, I mean, I love Jealous Crane. I mean, we got Jealous Crane, in Heartless. It was one of my favorite episodes because of that. Because he's realizing that he has these feelings for her, and definitely, you see it in Kelly Yuga, just all these things. If you watch my videos, those are all clips from, how they are, how they interact, how they, operate. They better freaking just put them together. I mean, at least by the end of the season, I want some admission. I don't even need anything major. Like, actually, I mean, honestly, the X-Files, I was a huge X-Files fan. I was a Mulder Scully shipper, obviously. But there wasn't, I wasn't on social media. There wasn't any of this, right? So, but I remember to the movie, that first movie, and they're about to kiss and the damn bee gets, I'm like, are you kidding? And then they dragged it out. We didn't even
right.
We were together, but I liked how they did it. Like, people are sending me, it's so funny, fans send me these like hot and sexy, it could be, scenes, he's got her up on the wall, and I'm just like,
oh Lord,
I don't need to see that. I just want to listen and know that they are there, I mean, like, even with Bones, I thought they did a great job with it. I mean, it was, the reason they got together was because their friend died, and, but there was this, this whole cat and mouse, for several but those are the moments that we look for, and I think that's lacking in just this last episode, not Hollow Bones, but the Sisters Mills, when she got hurt. I mean, there are moments, but they're not even seeing them, or they didn't think it was enough, and I'm just like, no, it was enough. It's just, I don't know. I need to see him really afraid that he's going to lose her. She almost lost him, right? When he was stabbed, and then he gave himself malaria. And, and I think at the end of that episode, he's on the couch and, kind of out of it. And, he says he's happy that they're back together. But she's thinking, he's struggling, I think, with that. I think he's, that's my take on the whole situation. So, but gosh, you probably, I guess we should probably end this. We've been doing this for like 2 hours.
Yeah. And How to Get Away with Murder is on. Because I have like no idea what's going on, and I'm like trying to like read the caption, and I'm just like, what is going on? I'm still not understanding, because when you were talking, like, seriously, Frank, his hotness was having sex with Laurel, and I'm like, oh, that is so hot. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need to pay attention.
My tears went out the door. All right. Well, that's okay. But thank you for doing this. I don't know what happened to the other two girls. I'm kind of upset that they're not here. I don't know what happened, but I will find out. And so yeah, so I will announce the winners of the Twitter, the Hollow Bones trivia on Twitter, and I'll post it on Facebook and stuff. And then yeah. So I'm exhausted. I gotta get it. I don't even have it ready, so I gotta do it. So.
Oh,
right,
okay.
Thank you. So tell everyone what your info is, so people know how to find you.
You can follow us at I'm a co-host of the TV Talk with the Nerd Element podcast. Next week is our 100th episode. Yay! So you can follow us on Twitter. Yeah. So you can follow us on Twitter at TNE_TV Talk Pod. You can follow my personal Twitter at Woolcat12, and you can also, of course, follow at The Nerd Element, and check out our website, www.thenerdelement.com. Check out Chrissy's articles. I have a few articles up. So just check out the website. It's cool.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm at Sleepy Addicts, everyone knows. And I'm sleepyhollowAddicts.com. I've got all exclusive like videos and stuff, interview videos, and also interviews that I've done with the cast. And I guess that's it. We're out of here. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll talk to you later. Go watch your show.
Well, at this point, I'm like, should I start at the beginning? And it's like, I usually live tweet. I may just have to wait till next week and live tweet. I'm like, if something happens and I just totally missed it, I'm gonna be like, what? And people tweeted about it, and it was awesome.
No, because Twitter, it's like we're just so ingrained to be on Twitter and just, do all these things. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't even keep up. I mean, I've got, I don't know how many now. I'm way behind. I'm about 30 minutes behind on Twitter.
Oh, really? That's probably why I wasn't. Yeah. That's why I wasn't talking much. I was concentrating on tweeting, but I was actually trying to say sometimes what I'm tweeting. So hopefully that helped.